The only battle we have to win in this game of surrender, releasing control, and trusting the process is the battle against ourselves. It's the battle against getting in our own way. Greetings! Hey guys! Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, greetings. Hi! If not, thanks so much for coming back to the Good Vibes corner at the foot of my bed. I feel like it's a vibe here, so I'm very happy for those of you who are new. Thank you so much for subscribing. For those of you who have not subscribed yet but have been watching my videos, please remember just to click the like button, the subscribe. It really helps the YouTube algorithms know that the vibe is vibing here. And then if you do get to the end of this video, remember to comment your top 3 favorite emojis. At the moment, I'm still vibing with the little tortoise. It's very cute. So tortoise, tortoise, tortoise. But whatever you like, if, you know, whatever, just post it down in the comments below if you make it to the end of the video. Today's video is about how to surrender. I have structured the video in such a way that it covers 3 tiers to this topic, so just 3 parts. The first tier is about releasing control. The next tier is about trusting the process, and the last tier is about understanding the season. Control, process, season, and that's how the video is going to be structured. For me, releasing control is about asking yourself the right questions and then being able to execute and take action based on the answers to your own questions. Releasing control usually involves asking yourself the following question: how can I relax about this situation? Whatever the situation may be, there's a part of you that benefits from staying unrelaxed. The part of you that benefits from not releasing control, or the part of you that benefits from holding on so tight, is the part of you that is traumatized. The part of you that believes that being hypervigilant, watching the situation, overthinking, which may have worked for you in different parts of your life, in different times when you were in fact in danger, when you were not in a safe place, that worked. That no longer works for you now when you are taking action towards your goals and dreams. There's a part or an element of surrender in life, no matter what the category may be that you are trying to surrender in. There's a part of you that benefits from holding on tight. And so being able to identify that part of you that benefits from holding on tight and asking yourself, how can I relax about this, is the first step in letting go. Generally speaking, we hold trauma in the body. And when we hold trauma in the body, this means we hold our need for control in the body. So asking yourself, how can I relax about this, is asking yourself and checking in with your body, how can we release the tension that is stored in here? Where am I tensing in my body? Is there an aspect of this that is causing me to ruminate? And I have a whole section in one of my videos about ruminating and overthinking and how that is a form of self-harm because you believe in this false sense of control. The reason I am covering this in terms of how to ask yourself the right question is because the answers are going to look different for us, but the principles remain the same. The principles are as follows. Can you be okay with however it unfolds? Can you be less attached to how you think it should happen? Can you surrender to the best possible outcome? Can you surrender to the best possible unfoldment of your desires? I don't think unfoldment is a word, but you get where I'm going. This means that when you release control, when you decide to let go, you actively get out of your own way. You take action and you say, okay, I'm handing this over to God. That's for me. For those of you who are differently inclined, I am handing this over to the divine. I am handing this over to the universe. I see what you're doing, God. I see what you're doing, universe, and I am allowing you to work in ways that feel mysterious, that feel uncertain, that are difficult for my traumatized mind to hold. But I trust that whatever the outcome is going to be, it's going to be what was in my best interests. So within this tier of releasing control and asking yourself the right questions, there's also the element of preparing for failure. Now, preparing for failure is a little bit of a misleading statement. However, I think maybe it's rather preparing for redirection, being able to pivot, right? Part of surrender means being okay with not necessarily getting the outcome that you want. It means being okay with thinking in a more expansive way when things don't turn out how you thought they would turn out, when things don't go how you thought they would go. Surrender is about understanding that there is an expansive perspective that you can have, and that there is a contracting perspective that you can have about the situation you are in. So when you go through something and there's a perceived failure or disappointment, can you think about this in a more expansive way? Maybe the outcome that you wanted was not in your best interest or would not facilitate a consistent growth of something, whether that be a goal or dream or yourself. Maybe it won't facilitate you building something that's going to last you a long time if it occurs how you thought it should occur. And so having an expansive view of things will help you when the redirection happens, will help you in the letting go, will help you in answering all those questions we spoke about in a way that is easy and allows for flow in your life. That reminds me of a Bible verse, so excuse me if you're not biblically inclined, but I feel like you can get something good from this, is that not only does everything happen in its own time, I think that was in either Ecclesiastes, there's a time for everything, but also that everything happens for the good of those who love him. And I believe that means that everything that happens to you can be transformed into good, and that nothing is wasted. So trust the redirection, release control, and ask yourself the right questions. Easier said than done, I know. The next tier in this conversation is about trusting the process. What does trusting the process even mean? I believe that trusting the process is about addressing our trust issues and not necessarily about the process itself or the journey itself. What do I mean by this? The problem isn't the process, the problem is your trust issues. This is about letting go of what you think should be and simply allowing what is. At this moment, what simply is, because we're tackling your trust issues, is your fear, your stress, your anxiety, and your attachment. When we tackle our fear, stress, anxiety, and attachment, we are able to trust the process. And trusting the process is about confidence in ourselves and confidence in what the outcome will be, because we know it will be in our highest good. Why did I use the word confidence? The root word of the word confidence is to confide. And confide is to trust. You only confide in someone you trust, right? So confide is to trust. And so trusting the process, therefore, is about confidence. That made sense? Your task in this season of addressing your trust issues is to validate your discomforting emotions, is to become okay with ambiguity, multiple things being true at once. Guys, you may not always see what's ahead, but you can always trust that your steps are guided. I understand that now because of my connection with Source and what God has taught me, or the universe has taught me, right? Your steps are always guided. The problem isn't that you are not releasing resistance. The problem is that you are causing resistance by holding on to a false narrative of a future that you've projected. This is not to be mistaken with being able to envision your dreams and goals in front of you and using that vision to propel you into action. This means that you let go of the outcome and you have confidence that the divine has your back. So there's this amazing woman, she's a life coach named Wemi. I follow her and have followed her for however long since she's been on the socials, and there's something that ties in so well with this video, within these themes, and that surrender is about knowing what season you are in your life. I'm going to break this down a little bit further. Knowing what season you are in your life, or rather asking yourself, what season am I in, allows you to flow instead of resist. You can take inspired action based on knowing what season you're in instead of fighting yourself and causing more resistance. Now, the 3 seasons are planting, nurturing, and harvesting. Wemi uses this analogy of a farmer who puts out a seed. Now, if you are in the planting season of your life, this means you're putting ideas out, you're sound checking your desires, maybe making some connections, seeing what would be the best move, just getting like little nuggets of inspiration. This is your planting season. When you are in a planting season, or when a farmer is planting, right, they don't go in and dig up the seed to see if it's growing. So if you are in your planting season and you're finding that you're getting frustrated, that you're not able to release that white knuckle grip, you feel attached to this thing, and you cannot absolutely not dig up that seed to check if it's growing, because what is there to harvest if you just planted the seed? You're not only destroying that seed by trying to dig it up, you're not even giving it time to grow. You're not even giving it time to become what you want it to become. You're not even giving it time to surprise you in how good it could be. In this season, you remind yourself to calm down. So in this planting season, you remind yourself to calm down, and you go back to step 1 of releasing control. And that step was, how can I relax about this, right? That was asking yourself, where am I holding this in my body, and how can I relax about this? When you're in your planting season, you go back to step 1, the releasing control aspect of it. That was about asking the right questions and then executing based on those questions. And that was, how can I relax about this? The next season is the nurturing season. Now, the nurturing season not only takes time, but it takes effort and consistency. And during the nurturing season, you may be seeing some evidence of a harvest coming up. You may even have little nuggets of harvest, right? But you need to give it time to bloom. You need to give it time to become what it's meant to become, not what you think it should become. Whatever this may be, whether it's your fitness goals, whether it's a business goal, whether it's a self-development or personal growth goal, nurturing, time, effort, consistency. And it's not about trying to harvest and rip everything up before it's given itself time to bloom. It's about getting in touch with it, understanding your relationship with it, because you need to be prepared for harvesting season. This just is a nice segue into harvesting season, right? You need to be prepared for harvesting season. I think what people don't understand is that when it's the season to harvest, not only does the timing have to be right, but you need the wisdom to then keep that harvest going, store it in the right ways, be able to grow that harvest even more, the wisdom to multiply it, whether that be a business or money. When it's harvest season, you're going to have to keep that going. You're going to have to build on that business. And you cannot go from the planting seed season and try to go to the harvest season without knowing what is required to keep that harvest well and healthy, and to be able to pivot that into something that's going to sustain you over a lifetime. Lastly, something I really love that Wemi explained is that you cannot do your job and do life's job as well. By this, she means that when a farmer plants a seed, they control what they can control, and they relax about their rest. They do their best, and they leave the rest to nature, to God, to the environment, to the universe. They don't know what the weather is going to be like. They don't know, is it going to be sunny all the time? Is there going to be a famine? A farmer doesn't know that. They control what they can control, and they leave the rest, right? What if you planted your seed and the soil you planted in wasn't great, right? This is your brilliant idea, but the environment that it's in is not working. Are you just going to give up? Are you just going to dig up that seed and be like, this is a bad seed? No, you're going to pivot. What if you have a really great environment, but your idea just sucks? Maybe the seed isn't quite the right seed for the environment you're in. You are going to need to pivot. You are going to need to find new ideas that will work in the environment that you are presently in or trying to plant in. Sometimes you have an amazing seed, an amazing soil, but you didn't plant during the right season. So maybe you planted in winter, but you were supposed to plant in summer. That means maybe your timing was just a little bit off. Can you take this idea and this brilliant soil, the right environment, and try again at a different time when conditions are more favorable? Pivot, right? So lastly, one really important thing to remember is that you and I, we are not apart from nature. We are not separate from nature. We are working together with nature. And so just as rivers flow around obstacles, you can too. Because you need to know your season in order to flow with it, and what difficulties will come with that kind of season, and what frustrations will come with that season. And when you know what season you're in and what to expect, when you go through obstacles, which are inevitable, you can flow with them instead of resist them. Instead of fighting and seeing what you think should be, instead of accepting what is, you can flow with it efficiently. So just to summarize, surrender is about knowing the season you're in and being able to flow with that instead of resist it, because you know what to expect in different seasons. And then it's also about releasing control by asking yourself the right questions. How can I relax about this? And then it's about trusting the process. Trust means confide. Confide is about confidence. Confide is the root word of confidence. And therefore, when you implement all of these ideas and structures in your life, you will be able to navigate. If you wanted a set of hard and fast rules, step 1, step 2, step 3, and 4, I'm sorry if you're disappointed. But in this journey of life, we're not going to get hard and fast rules. In fact, things are always going to be ambiguous, and you'll have more success and peace in your life and less attachment to things when you understand that life is about the flow. It's about holding ambiguity safely in the body. It's about being able to say, there are things here that are uncomfortable. Can I work with this discomfort? Can I trust how this unfolds? Those are the ways in which you can surrender. Okay, I hope this video was helpful. Have a lovely day, and I love you so much, and it's all gonna be okay. I promise. Mwah.